Hi guys, welcome to the one of the most requested videos, that's Power BI end-to-end project. So let's just try to create a great report so that you guys can understand on how exactly to do the setup and try to come up with interesting KPIs and stuff. How does a BI engineer actually work? So guys, this is Power BI is a good part of a BI engineer, so knowing Power BI will help. So the first thing is, guys, the first step of any BI project if you're working on the dashboarding side would be connecting to data. So this time my data is in SQL Server. So you'll click on SQL Server and then you need to enter this server and the database. Okay, so how would you get that? So go to here, click on connect database engine. So here you can see the server name, and once you can see the server name, all you need to do is you need to copy the server name, and then you need to paste the server name, and then they're asking for the database. So the database is Aditya DB. So here for data connectivity mode, you'll be using a simple import mode only, so that the entire data set gets loaded into Power BI's data model. So guys, I'm not sure about the length of the video, since a lot of you requested that hey, we want to have this thing very raw. So I haven't prepared anything. All I did was just took a business case which I feel is very important and no one is working on it, and thereafter just got some data set and then just working in front of you. Everything is from scratch, so this lecture is not planned. So I just want you to understand that hey, this is how people think. So now the next thing would be we are loading in the data. The next thing would be, let's go to transform data and try to see our data set. So see guys, we have ID, we have session ID, we have input tokens, output tokens, total tokens, latency, start time, end time, user experience, and model name. Okay, so let me see if I can reduce the screen or not. Okay, not working. Let me see like this. Let me ID. Okay, fine, no worries. So we'll go one by one. Let me make you understand the columns. So guys, few organizations, what they do is when they start with creating a data dictionary. So you can also create a data dictionary. This is random ID. This is also ID. Then you have input token. So guys, this project is basically a chatbot analysis. Okay, so nowadays if any one of you is going to set up a chatbot, okay, so if you set up a chatbot, you need to track that what are the input tokens, what are the output tokens, okay, what are the total tokens, okay, total tokens, what is the latency. So latency is essentially how much time is this request taking, what is the start time of this request, what is the end time of the request, and then you have other columns as well which you have added. Let me just close it. Other columns which you have added is was the user experience good or bad. So 1 means good, 0 means it was bad, and then you have model name as well. So essentially there are multiple models here, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so now the thing is, first of all, model names are needs to be converted into a proper format. So let's just do one thing. Let's just close it, and let's just try to see anthropic models. Okay, so what models list you? Anthropic models. Okay, so what models do Anthropic offers? So guys, Anthropic is a company, all of you know this. Okay, it creates LLMs. So there are three models. So we for discussion we'll be considering these three models: Haiku, Sonnet, and Opus. So let's try to do one thing, that is, let's try to create one column that would do that. So what we need to do is we need to go to transform, and then we need to add column, and then we need to create an conditional column. Okay, so if the column name model name equals 1, then what I need to do is then I need to go to Claude 3 Haiku. So guys, I need to check on the spelling as well. Haiku. Okay, the next one is Sonnet. Okay, Claude 3 Sonnet. So add clause, model name equals to so Claude 3 sonnet, and then the next one is if the model name equals 3, it would be Claude 3 opus. So I think guys this is okay. So see, even some of you might be new to this system. So see guys, Power Query is an essential data transformation engine that comes in Power BI. So you can transform your data over here. So this is how you add a if column. So I didn't plan it up, but as I said, I haven't prepared anything. I want everything to be dynamic so that you can pick from scratch. So let's just add one column. Okay, now it's done. So now if we go to here, and can we remove this column? Yes, now we don't need that column, right? So we have removed one column. Now the thing is we have user experience as well, 1 and 0. So we need to add another column, that is transform. So what we need to do is add column, conditional column. If my user experience equal 1, it's good, and if the user experience equals 0, it is bad. So guys, this data is coming from backend only. I have written some code as well, but I think that won't be good to show you over here because this is not a Power BI project. This is not a AI project video. This is more towards Power BI. So let's just name as user experience, just this much, and let's just delete this column as well, and let's just have rename this to model name. So see guys, I'm doing everything from scratch so that you guys can pick this up. Then let's convert the data types as well. So change type to date. I just want the date. Okay, you have an error, 100% error. Let's just try to see. We couldn't parse this as date value. So guys, this is very common kind of issues that you will see in day-to-day life, and the day when the perhaps the data column or date column is not in a particular manner. So let's do one thing. First of all, let's try to go to column from examples maybe. Yeah, so now we can give few examples that we want. So we want date start. Okay, so what we want is essentially we want 2024 0902, and similarly see guys, it has filled it up. Okay, everything is it has filled it up. So if I click on OK, so now if I have date start, and if I try to change type and make it date, so see guys, I was able to convert it into date, and I can get rid of this column maybe. Okay, now the same thing is for end date. I need to do, I'll go again to uh, column from example. So guys, this function basically you need to enter few examples and the model will automatically decide which function to apply. Okay, end date, so only you need to give few examples. I don't know why a lot of people don't use it, but I use it. 2024 0902. So you would have the end date as well. Now let's click on OK as well. There is one thing is there, that one issue is coming. The issue is that these formats are not same, but those can be those can be rectified. But I think let me try to convert it into date time. Will that work? Okay, that is working. So guys, see, I believe the time factor is very important since this is chatting data, right? So we need to have a layer of chat time as well. So let's just redo stuff. Let's just break it. So guys, see, these type of things happens, and as I said, this is live video, so I don't want to change the way I'm thinking. So I'll remove this column as well, and then I'll click on start date, end date, change type, and I'm going to convert it into date time. Okay, fine, it's working. So guys, now I think the data is in a fine format. We can start working. So I'm clicking on close and apply. So guys, see, the first thing that I did was essentially clean my data using Power Query. So that section is covered. So now I'm going to save this file as well, since at times you don't end up saving your file and it really creates a mess. So I'm going to name it token management. Okay, now I'm going to just have this. Okay, now the next thing is that first of all, I'm going to add one image or any logo that I feel is relevant. So so which logo should I add? So guys, which logo should I add? So let me go to my website, and from there only let me take up any image. I think this image is okay, but even I think we are more towards let's not add any image. We can add image as well, but it's tough for me to think of an image right away. Which image should we add? Should we just add Anthropic's image only? I mean, it's fine. I don't see them. They are such a big organization. They would have any problem with it. It's fine. So what you can do is you can first save this image. I think let's not take anyone's image. Let's not take any risk. So let's not go for an image based approach. Let's insert a simple text box. And let's just try to write token management, and then let's just make it bold, and let's just keep it in center, and let's just align it to center, and let's just increase the font to 28. I think this is okay, probably there's no issue. Let's just make it in the center so that it looks good. Let's just reduce the size. This is too big. Let's just make it 20. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so this is okay. Now here I will still, I think adding an image will make it nice. So let's add an image. So let me see, let's say this is my brand logo. Okay, for the time being, let me just copy my image only. It's fine. So no issues would come up. So this is my image only, my brand's image. Yeah, this is my brand's image. So control S, capture. I'm gonna just save it, capture. I'm gonna remove whatever is there in capture. Then I'm gonna go here. Then I'm gonna insert an image. So see guys, I'm doing everything in front of you only so that you also understand. Image, and then I'm gonna probably add this image over here. Okay, this looks good to me. Yeah, maybe the image is a little big, but that's okay. That's not a big issue right now. So yeah, I think this much is okay. Now let me just add one separator also so that we can separate stuff, so that it just looks a little more clean. So I'll be going to shapes. I'll be going to shape, and I'll be taking this basic shape, and I'll be closing it, and let me just add a separator over here. Okay, and let me just keep this thing in center. Looks nice. Yeah, this looks much better. So guys, don't go for any fancy dashboard looks. This is how formally dashboards are made. Okay, no one makes any fancy stuff, so that's okay. This is fine. So now the next thing would be the next thing would be let's get started. So first of all, what we'll do is we are having a single table only, so no issues. So first of all, let's try to go to home, and let's try to create table. Where is the option? Insert, modeling, create, view, home, enter data. If you will click on enter data, you need to name the table. I'll name it as measures. I'm gonna click on load. So we can write measures as well. So I'm not sure why did it make it 2. It shouldn't have made it 2. Let me just keep it as measures only. Okay, let me remove the rename this key measures. Okay, that's fine. So the first thing is, first of all, I'll be adding one KPI card uh, to show the total token. So I'll click on new measure. So first of all, I need to see my total input tokens. So I'm going to be writing calculate. So guys, this is how you write DAX. Okay, sum input tokens. I think this function is self-explanatory. Okay, it's just that you need to add calculate so that it takes on the filter context. So whenever you apply any filter, no issues happen. Okay, you can just get it done. Okay, so now let's just drop in a card and let's just drop input token sum. So this is the total input token sum. Input tokens. So first of all, guys, see how I'll be designing a KPI card would be, I'll be reducing the size. First of all, I don't need the label. Then I'll be reducing the size to 20. And then I'll be reducing it even further so that it just fits into a short thing. So this is one. Then I'll be going to insert, for the time being I'm just inserting a button just to add some text. Okay, so let me make this thing as input tokens. So you need to go to icon, no, well border. So from where you can add text over here is this. Just turn on the text property and write input tokens. So this is the input tokens. Okay, let's just close in the border which it has, so we don't need any borders as such. Okay, so this is the total input tokens that we have. And then let's have a date filter as well. Date filter, let's just put in start thing only so that the user can analyze based on this only. And let's just keep this thing over here as well so that the user can play around this thing. If he's going to change, so they are going to also change. And yeah, so that's fine. These are your total input tokens. I think we are good till here. Now the next thing is, what we need to do is we need to add one more. First of all, I'm deleting this. Okay, I don't need column 1, so it will be just a measures table. Yeah, the next thing I need is new measure, input tokens, previous period. So in previous period, what was the input tokens? Okay, so I'm gonna do calculate. Okay, so calculate sum input tokens same period, same period last year if I do, and then I need to add a date thing. So let me add start date, but I don't think there is any data as such for previous year in my database, so this might cause some issue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this one, and then I'm going to remove this and get this. So what is the issue? Okay guys, so we need to have a date table if we need to use this sort of function. So okay, but then we don't have data from last year as well. That's the problem, right? So the data is starting from 8 to 9 of this month only. So what should be a good measure to have the in the data set? How about 5 days back, right? How about 5 days back? Okay, so let's just make it like this, var min date. So we're going to calculate the minimum date that's selected in the filter, start date. start date. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to return it. Okay, so that you can understand how I'm writing majors as well. See guys, DAX is important part if you specifically wanted to just work into a BI developer role only. So let's just return the minimum date first, and let me just show you what is exactly happening in this major so that you can visualize. So guys, see, minimum date should be 4814. Why? Because that is what is selected. Again an issue. Why is this coming? I have no same period last year. Okay, I didn't save it. What happened? Let me just remove this. Var min date. So minimum date is calculate. So I'm gonna take the minimum date. Start date. START start date. Return min date. Okay. So see guys, this is the min date. So you can just play around this thing. You will be able to just get the thing that's selected over there. Okay, this is the min date. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be returning calculate, and what is the var max date, so that we can have a range, okay, in which we need to query. Calculate max chart date, and like this. Okay, so we are taking the max one, so we'll be returning the min and max. So now what we'll be doing is calculating the sum of what, of input tokens. Okay, then we can apply a filter in which start date is greater than equal to date add dates start min date. So it needs start date. Okay, so date add, or let's just go by simple min date -7. So minus in, let's just take the context into previous year, and chart data end date max date. Okay, so what we are doing, from the minimum date I'm going 7 days back, so same way I'll go from, so I'm just taking 1 week prior of data. Let me see if this has what issues this has. So it is giving me 54k. So guys, we need to do some sort of math check as well, right? And I don't think this needs to be applying the start date filter, so let's just close the start date. Start time, it's start time or what? Okay, start time. Yeah, so guys, see what is this DAX doing is I'll explain. So what I have written it, and guys, I haven't prepared, this was all from my brain only. So see, I am taking the minimum date and the maximum date, then I am calculating this. In what date range I am calculating is this. So I'm whatever the user has selected, I'm going 7 days backwards, and then what I'm saying that, hey, don't be affected by whatever is selected in the date filter, because I don't want it to interact, right? I am creating variables and then calculating that measure. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So now I have calculated the previous period as well. Now let me just reduce this. So I'm gonna get this thing here a little downwards, a little more small. I'm gonna reduce the size. So see guys, this video will take time because these things take time, right? Because you wanted to see how to make a dashboard. So yeah, this video will take time, but it's fun also, right? You guys will make a real world project, and the use case is very interesting as well. Okay, so let's just reduce it. Let's just make it a little small, and I think this is fine. This is okay, and we just need to add one more thing, that is Control C, Control V, and then we need to add is prev period. So this is prev period. In the previous period, this was the number. Okay, so this was the input tokens. So in the previous period, this was the number. And now the next thing is we need to see that what is exactly happening. So our input tokens have gone up, okay, which is a good thing, right? So that people are utilizing our chatbot more, okay. So see guys, whenever you do a prompt, it goes to an API call, so that thing is called as tokens, right? So if you are going into chat GPT and mentioning hi, this is Aditya, so what it's gonna do is it's gonna have the thing as this all would be converted into tokens. So because based on that only it will do. I'll show you OpenAI token calculator as well. OpenAI token calculator as well. So see guys, this is 7 tokens, okay, because this is how the thing is made, okay. So these are the 7 tokens, okay, that's fine. So another thing is what we need to do is we need to create a new measure that basically measures the fact that what is the increase, okay. So percentage change, so percentage change input tokens. So what we need to do is we need to write divide function, okay. So what we'll do is input tokens minus input tokens pref period divided by input tokens pref period, and we're going to make it percentage and we'll make it 0, okay. Now you have done this bit as well. So control C, control V, and then let me add in over here, let me make it in the center, let me make it this thing also in the center, and this is the prep period. Let's reduce the size and let's just add the thing over here as well, percentage change input tokens 41%, okay. Now the thing is what we need to do is we'll keep it here, we'll try to reduce it slightly, make it slightly up, and then this thing also there, previous period. So guys, this is how I like making KPI cards. If you have any other way, it's good. Now the thing is guys, the problem over here is that it's tough for the user to actually look at all the things at one shot, right? I think this is okay. Let's just reduce the size over here as well. Now this is gone. Input tokens previous period, okay, this needs to be increased because this is the main thing that user will see. This is okay. Now the thing is, let's just put it a little down, let's just put this a little down, just give it some space. Okay, now it looks okay. Let's make it a little more broad so that it covers the entire thing. Input tokens, yeah. So guys, see, previous period, this was the thing, and now we have compared the percentage change as well. Now we need to color this thing, okay. So how we'll color this thing is we'll create one more measure, color input tokens. So we're going to be creating a variable that's basically going to compare tokens. We're going to be doing, okay, it's not working, okay, var compare. So we'll be comparing the difference, okay, first of all between input tokens and input pref tokens, and then essentially what we would be returning is an if statement. If compare is less than 0, then something, otherwise something. So if compare is greater than equal to 0, then it should give me something, and otherwise it should give me something. So what it should give, so it will give me the hex code. So let me go green hex code. So guys, these are green, this is a green hex code. So let's just copy this, You will understand now why we are doing it. So if it's greater than or 0 to, okay, it didn't work. Control C, Control V. Okay, it's not working. The Control C, Control V, it should work. Yeah, so now it's done. I think you're getting it right. It's not a big thing. If the difference is more, so green, otherwise red. Control C, let's just paste it over here and let's just make it over here. And let's just go over here, let's just go to here, let's just go to color, let's just go to field value, let's just go to key measures, let's make it color, let's just make it so it's green, guys. Okay, now you're able to see it's green. So see guys, this is how you can make good KPI cards. So it took a lot of time for me to make you understand how to make great KPI cards. So for the time being guys, this is just for demo purposes, so I won't be making other KPI cards because it will take a lot of time. But one thing which we didn't do is we didn't get the costs. So see guys, for hitting the API you need to get the cost as well. Okay, so let me just, still I feel this KPI cards alignment is slightly not that great, but still it would work most cases. So you guys can spend some time in figuring out how to just align things in a perfect manner. I want to make this thing as bold. I believe this is the main thing which user will see, so I'll make it bold only. Think this looks good. What more can be done? Let's just Control C, Control V. Let's just add one thing like this as well, so that it looks like, hey, this is like one thing only, so that the user doesn't get completely distracted. We can even, yeah, we can even put it beneath it, right? So guys, trying out UI UX things is also fun. No, I think it looked good on the top only. So yeah, let me just make it a little down, let me just make it a little down, let me just make it a little down, and let me just make it over here, let me just give it some space. Okay, this looks good. Now the only thing is we need to align the KPI cards, so let's just do that as well. Guys, it's normally time taking these things, so just spend some time, get this thing perfect. These are little annoying stuff, but you need to do all these things, guys. And guys, let's not keep it as prev period, let's just keep it as prev only, that's someone can understand. Now I think this KPI card looks okay. I want this to be a little bold. So guys, yeah, we have made one KPI card, and similarly you can make another KPI cards as well. But one thing I wanted to show you is that we'll go to transform data and we need to have the cost as well. So assume the cost per token is $0.5. Okay, this is just for demo purposes, okay, only. Okay, so based on input cost and output cost, we'll get two columns. So we'll add column, we'll custom column. So we'll add as input cost. Input cost would be, so assume that per token the cost is $0.5 into 0.5. Okay, I think per dollar $0.5 is a huge thing, which is not the right metric to track, but let's just make it 0.005. Yeah, now it's still okay. And that now the next thing is, what you need to do is just duplicate this column and make it output cost. Okay, no, this is duplicate, let's not duplicate it, let's just add custom column only. And what we need to do is we need to add output column, output cost, let's say the output cost is output tokens into 0.003. This is the output cost thing. This is fine. Just let's convert it into a decimal number, fixed number, percentage. There should be one thing, right? Using local, there should be a column for currency, right? I can't find currency, no. So we need to find something for currency. Change type decimal, whole, percentage. Okay guys, so I'm not able to see something as currency right now, so we'll just convert it into float only. Later on we'll see how do we need to get it into currency. So see guys, all these things you need to do as a BI developer, right? You're understanding how much data cleaning, business knowledge is also equally important, okay? Okay, so that's there. This is also okay. Let's just make it little small so that it sticks align, and this is also a line. Okay, just make it a little more like this. Yeah, this is okay. The next thing is, now you have to go to this thing and input cost, output cost. Let's just go to input cost. Let's just make it dollar. So see guys, I'm changing data types and all also. So now it's input output cost. So guys, similarly you need to make 4 more KPI cards. Okay, so see guys, making 4 more KPI cards would take a lot of time. Token management would take a lot of time. So can something be done to just get it done, or should we make it only? I think let's just try to make like, so see guys, how do you do it? Just control C and create a new measure, control V, and just change input with output. Control Shift L. Let's just make it to Control Shift L, and let's just make it to output. See guys, y output. See guys, this is how you need to work. Okay, just copy. That's how properly naming things would help. So similarly you need to create more measures. Similarly, just go to this, Control C, Control V, make it as output. Just replace the input thing with output. You will have your new measure ready. Okay, and then you need to make it for percentage change as well. Control C, Control V. So guys, let's just replace the input thing with output. Output tokens, we are good. And we need color for input and output. Let's just remake it. So see guys, how quickly I was able to make the next 4 measures. Similarly you can make any number of measures if you have organized everything in a proper manner. Okay, this is the best practices I have been showing you. Okay, and then we can just paste it. So now let's just copy the entire thing. Control C, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. Let's just paste it over here, and let's just take this thing, Control V. Okay, this was not there, so I just needed the blue line. Where is the blue line? Let's just take the blue line from the top. Control C, Control V. Let's just try to reduce the alignment. So guys, anyways, you can manage these things on your own as well. This is just for demo purposes. Then the next thing is replace this with output tokens. In the previous thing, replace it with this thing, and here you need to replace it with this thing. Here let's just make it percentage and make it 0. And post this, what you need to do is you need to go to here, and you need to change its color to color output token. So guys, this is how simple you can create the next measures. Okay, the next thing is the next things are, let's just make this date filter also a little nice. This looks little awkward, not awkward, let's just rename it to some other color as well. Let me just pick any shade of blue. This is okay. Yeah, and then the next thing is control C, control V, control C, control. Okay, the text box is not getting copied. I wanted a thing for date as well, so I'm gonna add one more button to blank, and let me just have a small bit to filter to let the users know that hey, this is date. Let's just make it bold. Let's just change the font color to one we are using, date. Yeah, this is the date thing, so let's just try to adjust it. I think it's adjusted. Let's just try to make it a little small, and let's just try to keep it up. Let's just close the border of it. That's fine. Now it looks better. So we have input tokens, output tokens. Let's just rename it to output tokens. Output tokens. I think this is good. This is good. All we can do is, maybe if we need to adjust on the spaces and things, we can just shift it like this a bit so that we are covering more space. Input tokens, output tokens, and the next and very important KPI would be regarding time. So regarding cost, sorry. So let's just make it new measure. Control V. Let's just make it as total cost. So guys, this will take time, but this would be, I think, the longest video on my YouTube channel. But yeah, cost, input cost. So guys, just please subscribe. Okay, input cost. So here we'll just make it plus calculate. I think let's just keep it for the time being to input cost only. Okay, it's okay, it's not a big issue. Let's just keep it to input cost only. These are just dummy calculations. Okay, let's just keep it to input cost, but anyhow total cost would be input plus output cost. So let's just create one column only, it's fine. Input output, let's just make a new column. So I'll show you how to create a new column from here as well. Go to new column and just name it as total cost is input cost plus output cost. So it's okay. Let's just go to home. Let's just help, table tools, column tools. Let's just make it to dollars. Okay, and the next thing is we need to change this as total cost. So see guys, I'm showing you everything, so just please subscribe, like, comment, and try to make these kind of projects and just tag me wherever you can. It's nice. The next thing is we need to get the same thing done for total cost as well. So first of all, let's just create measures. So total cost we have, then we need total cost previous period. So how to create this measure is gonna be just replace input tokens by, okay, it's gonna not work that way, but that's okay, total cost, and just change it to total cost. Okay, everything remains same guys. So this is the power that I wanted to show you of modularity, how to keep things organized. Yeah guys, this is the power of modularity on how to keep things organized in a structural manner. The next thing we have done is fine. So what we need to figure out is total cost. Okay, so total cost previous period, I think the measure is done only. Yeah, it's mostly done. Then we need percentage change total cost. So let's just go this, control C, control V, percentage change total cost. So first of all, change this to total cost, and let's just change it to total cost. This is also good. Now we need percentage total cost. So guys, here might be a catch that per color total cost is that if the cost has increased, right? So it's not a good thing, it's a bad thing. So you need to switch this thing statement. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, color cost, just make it as total costs cost. Yeah, and the next thing is, let's just switch it. I hope you understand, right guys? If our cost is going up, it's not a good thing. I think it's fine. Let's just save it. Control, now let's just try to create it. Control C, Control V. And I think it's good. This is also fine. Let's just make it as total cost. Total cost. And let's just try to save it as this, what it needs to be total cost. I think now you have understood things from a very proper level. I think now you can do things, you can make such KPI cards, but we need to do it, right? And guys, mentioning these type of projects would only give you a call. Okay, total cost previous period. Let's just go over here. Let's just make it 0. Token management, perhaps let's not name it token, let's just name it as, okay, let's just name it as chatbot analysis. Okay, I think this is better, right? Token management chatbot analysis. This is a good category of dashboards that we need to create. Now this is good. Total cost we have seen, and I think I didn't change this one. Percentage change, let's just make it as percentage. Let's just make it as 0, and let me just put as percentage change total cost 40%. Let's just go to color value. Let's just make it as color costs. So see guys, the cost in the previous period was this, now it's this, so it's a bad thing. So that's why we have gone up for red. The next KPI would be, guys, average latency. So what is the average latency, right? How quickly the model is reacting. Yeah, now it's okay. Now let's just go by this, let's just go by this, let's just go by this. Let's just first of all, we need to create again 4 measures. So see guys, I'm taking so much pain, this is so much time consuming, but yeah, it's fun also. But please try to like and subscribe my channel. So guys, we need one more thing, that's basically what is that, is my average latency. So there's a column for latency, so we need to compute that. So let's just go to this, let's just copy this, let's just create new measure and make it as average latency. Average latency, and average latency, we need to get this thing as average latency. So see guys, this is how you need to write measures for average latency. I think this is self-explanatory. And let's just go to this and let's just write it for previous period as well. Total, so we'll make it as average latency, and let's just change this something to average latency. That's also true, but let's not do that way for the timing. Latency, that's also okay. You could basically render major inside a major also, that's also possible, but for the timing leave it. Percentage change latency, let's just quickly make that major as well. Percentage change latency. So we need to have to replace input tokens by average latency, this by average latency previous period, average AVGLATENCY, average latency previous period. Good. And we need color as color thing as well, so the color thing will be same as cost. So if the latency has gone up, it's not a good thing because your model is taking more time to respond to your customers. Percentage change, okay, no, so we need a color code. We need color code. So color latency so color latency, what that would be average latency minus average latency previous period, and it's okay. So guys, one thing we need to check is that let me just go to my color costs is okay, output input is okay, latency is okay, output is also okay, fine, no issues. So this is okay. So what we need to do is we need to create the same thing again. So see guys, so much work needs to be done, but yeah, it's fun. So this is there and this is average latency. So what is the average latency? Let's just get this thing, average latency. What is the previous thing? And what is the percentage change latency? Okay, let's just make it as percentage. Let's just make it as 0. Probably it's going to show 0% only. That's okay. And let's just try to mention the SI units as well. So this is in seconds. Okay. So guys, you can show latency decimal points as well, so that we can just be more clear. That's okay. Yeah. So see guys, it took so much time to create KPI cards, but finally they are ready. Okay. So now for filter management and filter pane, we'll take filter pane at the end. Okay, let me just uh, reduce the size of this so that we have some space for filters as well. Okay, this is too small. Let's just make it 18. Okay, now we have KPI cards. The next thing is we'll add so we need to do some more charts. So what should be great, what can be good charts? So let's just add a line chart, okay, to just see how my KPIs are changing in context of let's just add start date, and let's just make it as start date only, and let's just make it as input tokens and output tokens. Okay, and let's just increase the size of the chart to little bit. Yeah, not this much, I think this much should be fine. So we need to rename the chart first, so let's just name it title. So let's just name as input output token trend. Okay, input output token trend, and let's just name it as input tokens. Okay guys, see guys, it's simple to use Power BI. The KPI cards required some DAX and all, but we have written it. Now I don't think we need to write any major DAX as such. Output tokens, so we are able to see the input and output tokens. Yeah, these looks nice to me, but I would want the header to title to be aligned in center. No, I think left alignment is okay. Then I want the text color to be like this. I want it to be bold, and I want the entire structure to have a little visual background of this way. Yeah, this is okay, right? So let's just try to align the image also with this indentation. Yeah, it's fine. So see guys, this was chart to number one. That's basically input output trend. Now let's just see how my cost is changing over time. Let's just copy this and let's just see this, that how my cost is changing, because guys, cost would be the most important thing. Let's just see. Input cost, I need output cost, and then I need total cost. How my cost is changing, that's also very important chart, guys. Okay, so it's mostly fine. Only you need to rename is the title. Input output cost trend, this is also fine. Let's just rename things to input cost, output cost, and total cost. So it's fine till now it's looking fine. So we have added two line charts, which are essentially very important, guys. Okay, this would help users track the cost and everything. The next thing is, what you can do is you can maybe add a table or perhaps a matrix also, and add the things via at a session level. So add session ID, and then maybe add model name, latency, input cost, input tokens, output tokens, user experience. And guys, let's just make it a table only. Yeah, it's fine. And yeah, you can just increase this. Okay, let's just not make it as sum, let's just make it as average. And yeah, I think it's fine. All you need, let's just change the style also, make it minimal. Let's just add some vertical grid lines, and let's just close the total pane for the time being. Okay, now it's okay. Let's just change in the stuff of input cost. My input tokens, and my total cost. See guys, this is a fine chart. Okay, this would be used a lot. What we can do is we can just go to here, go to totals, and maybe go to cell elements. And first of all, guys, let's just go to values. Then let's try to, where are my column headers? Specific column, column headers, style presence, values. If I'm gonna make it, they all would be bold, but I don't need that. Okay, column headers bold. Let's change the color to this, and let's just add this stuff over here. So let's see guys, you can apply these type of things as well. Let's just apply icons. Let's just apply icons over here as well, and let's just apply icons over here as well. The only thing is you need to reverse, I guess, for cost, because low cost is good, I guess. Yeah. So guys, this is okay. I believe this is a fine thing. Now let's just try to have a filter thing as well. Filters as well, so that you can actually play around with the filters as well. Chatbot analysis and token management. This is very nice. Let's just try to close in. And how do we get this thing done? So guys, for this thing, let me, since the page is super fills and I want every filter to be there, so let me add a Google feature. Let me go to home and let me go to insert. Let's just see what I'm doing. Okay, you guys will understand. And then let me add one shape. Which shape should I have? Buttons. Which button would look nice? I think this will look okay. And let me just have this button over here. Okay, action Q&A bookmark. And now this is my front page, so I'm going to select everything. I'm going to go to modeling, selection, bookmarks. So first of all, I'll group this all. Okay, and name it as front screen. Okay, I think I'll just rename it to front. So it's, guys, rename thing is not happening now. Maybe, yeah, front. So this is the front side, right? So I'm gonna go to this bookmark and I'm gonna just close in selected visuals, and I'm gonna just close the data side as well, and then I'm gonna hide it. See, now the entire thing is gone. Now the next thing that I need to do is I need to add the filters pane. So I'm gonna go and insert a rectangle, because the space was, so I'm creating a system like this. You will understand when it's done. I'm just filling it gray, and what I need here is filters. So what filters I need to have? I need to have model name as my filter. Okay, something is happening. It's not working. Yeah, let me go here. So I need model name as my filter. I need input tokens, model name, user experience, and I think this is good, right? These two filters are enough for the time being. If you feel you need to add more filters, just add more filters. Okay, so guys, this is how I like it to be. I like drop down and I like selection to be this thing. And also, guys, I would love to show this thing as well. Let's just go here, format painter, make it there. Let's just make it drop down. So we have two filters. Let's just keep it aligned only. Or should we find, because we only have two filters, should we find space in the model only? Can we find space there only? Because there are less filters, so I don't think we need a separate filters pane. Can we find space here only? Let me see if it's possible. Let's just for the time being delete it. If I don't find enough space, then I'm gonna create a new filter pane. But guys, the number of filters are less, so it doesn't make no fun to complicate stuff. So let's just remove this. Okay, something bad happened. Okay, the entire system got away. Let's just remove this. Let's just reduce this image size. Or perhaps the question now is, do we even need an image? I don't think we need an image for the time being. Let's remove it. Let's just try to align it over here. And let's just try to let's just try to add filters over here only, guys, because there are only two filters, so there's no fun of creating a separate filter tab. Okay, model name, selection. I don't need the slicers and all. I can just, okay, it's fine. So let's just go to slicer header. Let's just make it as bold. Let's just make it as this. Let's just make from here to drop down, and let's just remove this and remove this. So you will have select all, and it's effective to use and quite nice to use. Just copy this. Now you can reduce the size. Okay, and let's just make it control C, control V, and let's just make it to model name, and let's just make it to user experience. So guys, now I think it is looking nice. Okay, user experience. User experience is okay. Now I think it's looking nice, guys. What we have done is basically we have added a filter for model name. Now if I'm gonna just increase it so that everything is visible, yeah, if I'm gonna select on haiku, the entire system is gonna change based on that. So guys, these are various different LLMs, okay, which I use. And then was the user experience good or bad? So if you're gonna click on good, you will see. If it was bad, you will see, and everything is playable. So guys, this to me is a good project. It took around 1 hour for me also to make it. So you guys can make it, change it around, play it around. Maybe let's say you don't like the white background, you can just maybe add something, go to bookmarks, go to visualization, go to canvas background, change it to gray, and maybe you like it this more, or perhaps you just like the white thing more. So it's up to you guys. You can go to insert, you go to view, just you can, if you want to change some stuff, maybe you want to be making like this, you can make it like this. Everything is up to you guys, okay, now the way you want to do it. So guys, see, let me give you an end-to-end walkthrough of everything. So see guys, what we are exactly doing over here is, this is a token management and chatbot analysis thing. So what happens is, whenever you do a prompt, it gets converted into tokens, and based on that the API usage is calculated, okay. So guys, this is very important to track. So that is why we have created this chart. So now people can see, okay, these were the input tokens, output tokens. Output is the number of tokens that generated by the model. What was the total cost that we are bearing? What is the average latency? Okay. And then what is the input and output token trend, input and output cost trend? What is average latency? Model wise, was the user experience good or bad? For good, the average latency is here. So everything guys, you can do it on your own, okay. Just try to see this was a good business use case. Hey, you have data in which you have all those things, how to make a dashboard out of it. So we covered Power Query, we covered DAX, we covered KPI cards, we covered filters, we covered essential charts, we covered UI UX as well. So guys, this is all you need to do, right? This much Power BI, if you know, it's good to have. There are more things as well, that will come up in this series if you want some more features of Power BI, and I'll make sure that everything gets covered. Okay, so now even if you want, you can publish it to my workspace. But guys, always remember that Power BI and everything is in the Microsoft domain only, so it's difficult to just manage everything at one go. So just try to be aware, create more dashboards on the similar theme. This is a great project to start with, and you can increase the level, decrease the level. Maybe if you want to study how to set up a refresh using a data gateway for SQL Server, do that as well. So explore all these things guys, and just DM me any queries you have and what more videos you need. Okay guys, thank you, and please subscribe guys.